Who was here yesterday? Yesterday was good. Today's supposed to be even better. And if it's not, and this is guaranteed, if it's not as good, you get your money back. And I know that most of you paid with a handshake and a thanks. So if you see Lisa at the end, you can give her a high five and she'll repay you that way. So today we're going to start off by recognizing our Leadership and Development Program participants and graduates, and then that'll be followed by our keynote speaker. Well, as you know, the CFO launched our first ever human capital strategy in 2017. And we're 2 years into this 5-year plan, and we've seen considerable growth in the training and development opportunities available to our employees across the organization. You've heard it many times before that our people, you, are our greatest resource, and it's our responsibility to take care of you and to help you take care of each other. Well, this strategy does just that. And our CFO is happy to report that several of you, myself included, have taken advantage of these program opportunities. The strategy identifies 6 goals that the CFO strives to obtain by 2021. While these 6 goals are all important and have valuable initiatives associated with them, today we're highlighting the first goal, growing our leaders. With growing leaders, one of our top priorities, our 4 new leadership and development programs, they were created to support, and we span from GS7s to GS15s, and there's an opportunity for everyone. Since these programs were implemented in 2017, 62 financial managers from across the agency have participated in these programs. And today we'll be recognizing those currently in the program and celebrating those that graduated in the last year. At last year's symposium, we had recognized 3 graduates, and today we have 22 new superpower leaders. Our new super leader powers include the ability to lead at the crossroads of change, lead others through our skillful interpersonal influence, and apply new creativity and innovation for leading our teams into the future. And we can couple these skills with methods for strategic and critical thinking and clarifying our leadership to be precise. Before we recognize our graduates, we'd like to take a moment to recognize those employees that are currently enrolled in the Human Capital Strategy, Leadership and Development programs. We have 33 participants across 9 DHS components. Please stand if you see your name on the slide. And these participants support CBP, CISA, FEMA, and DHS Headquarters CFO. So please rise. Thank you for looking for this opportunity, and thank your supervisors for putting you forward for this opportunity. Now please stand if you see your name on slide 4. These are the participants for ICE, TSA, United States Coast Guard, CIS, and the Secret Service. Again, thank you for volunteering or for looking for this opportunity, and thank your supervisor for putting you forward. Now, to recognize the most recent graduates of the Human Capital Strategy, Leadership and Development programs, joining me on the stage to congratulate these graduates is Acting CFO, Ms. Stacy Marcotte, and Acting Director of the Workforce Development Division, Ms. Lisa Booth. Now, graduates, when your name is called, please come up to receive your certificate and remain on this stage. Representing CBP, Elizabeth Wallabin. Representing CISA, Janie Steele, and Chris Stefko. From FEMA, we have Cheryl Ferguson, Anna Marie Julin, and Heath Mitchell. Representing headquarters CFO is Brian Dow, Joy Durso, Eric Littlepage, Margaret Mergen, Tommy Reynolds, and Claire Williams. Representing ICE, we have Sherian Trimble, Cleandra Lassane, Elizabeth Correa, from Ops, we have Barbara Salunas. Representing TSA, Malushiva Tafase, Jade Haynes, Deborah Little, and Joseph Sanger. Representing CIS is Kevin Reardon and Alexis Vaughn. Scoot in for the picture.
Just going to say a quick congratulations to our first cohort of the Leadership Development Program. And then I would also like to take this opportunity to say a special thank you. Wait. A special thank you to Miss Lisa Booth. A thank you for what she's done so far in leading these great programs and standing them up and getting the first pilot going, and then for what she has yet to do with Human Capital Strategy 2.0. We're taking it to the next level this year, and we are expanding and adding some new facets to all of the leadership programs. So for what you have left to do for us. That's the CFO pin of excellence.
That was a surprise. She got that one past me. And I'm a crier too. Woo! Thank you so much, Stacy. I appreciate your leadership, and I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. And yeah, we're getting ready to take it to the next level, so be ready, all right? Congratulations again, graduates. Thank you so much, Sarah Grand, for always taking on this program and just moving it forward, and I appreciate you for that. And again, we're getting ready to go to the next level, so thank you again. And stand by, get ready for the keynote speaker. All right, the keynote speaker today, I tell you, this guy, many of you in the room know him, and I know you know him because when you saw that he was on the program, most of you came to me and said, oh my gosh, do you know this guy, Dr. Willie Jolley? And I said, you know what? I'm going to be honest. I did not know him. I Googled online and said motivational speaker, inspirational speaker, because I felt as DHS, we needed something motivational to get us going again, right? And so I said, who can I find locally? And his name was the first name that popped up on the Google search. And so I said, all right, well, I'll look at his videos. And I looked at some of the videos, and I said, man, this guy's got a lot of energy. And so I was excited about that. So I said, I'll give him a call, and I'll see. Maybe someone like me could get someone like him to come and speak with us today. And so as I look out there, and I'm calling, and I'm thinking that I'm just going to speak to a receptionist or someone, and he goes, why, hello. And I said, well, I'd like to speak to Dr. Willie Jolley. And he said, and this is him. And I said, oh, I wasn't ready for that. And he just had so much energy and excitement. And as soon as I hung up the phone, I said, he's my guy. He's my guy. I felt that connection right away. And so today it is my honor. Where is he? There he is. Today, it is absolutely my honor and privilege to introduce you to the Willie Jolley experience. Dr. Willie Jolley.
Well, thank you, 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 thank you. Well, I have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but my eternities are wrapped up in it. Good morning. Department of Homeland Security. How you doing? I know it's a good morning because I woke up this morning without a chalk outline around my body. I said, it's a good day. I'm excited about being here. How y'all? Everybody good? Yeah. Very good. We're going to have a great time today. The first thing I always like to do is get everybody energized, because I know you, be honest, how many of y'all want to stay in bed and pull that cover over your head? Come on, be honest. All right, I know it's true, and I did too, because I was in Michigan this time yesterday, so I am trying to keep my energies up too. But I'm gonna do a quick energizer. Energizer's job is to get you ready for whatever comes your way. Statistics show that most people in America don't maximize their potential, not because of a lack of talent or ability, because they're not alert and awake and taking advantage of opportunities that are all around them. So what we're going to do is a quick energizer to get your energy levels up. I want everybody, if you would, to sit up straight, please. And I want you to repeat after me with confidence, enthusiasm, and excitement. I want you to get into it, get involved, and get busy. Don't worry about the person on your left, on your right, before you, behind you. Concentrate on yourself for the next few seconds, and we're going to take it to another level. Everybody repeat after me. Say, I feel good.
I feel good.
I feel real good.
I feel real good.
I'm wide awake.
I'm wide awake.
Ready to shake.
Ready to shake.
Shake and bake.
Shake and bake.
Ready to learn.
Ready to learn.
Ready to burn.
Ready to burn.
Because I feel good.
I feel good.
Real good. Real good. Fantastic. I feel great.
I feel great.
Now turn to somebody on your left and on your right and say, you got the right stuff, Give yourselves a round of applause. Everybody give yourselves a round of applause. Yeah. Well, I am excited about being here, but I must confess, I'm excited every time I get to do what I do. Every single time, whether it's for 5 people, 50 people, 500 people, or 5,000 people. I'm excited. Haven't always felt that way, though. I had an experience a couple years ago in Japan, speaking for the U.S. Marines and the U.S. Air Force in Japan. Hoorah. All right, there you go. All right, my man. And so I was speaking for the families of those deployed, for the workers on the base, having a great time all over the island of Okinawa. After 2 weeks going all over the island of Okinawa, it's time to leave Okinawa and go to Seoul, Korea. And so my bride and I, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. When I mention my bride, I got to hold on to something. Because I get weak in my knees. Because I'm a newlywed. Let me show y'all, there she is right over there. Stand up so everybody can see my bride. That's my bride. That woman turns me on. So we're newlyweds. June 28th, we'll celebrate 34 years of marriage. Now, people always say, how you say you a newlywed? Because I still got the fire for her, that's how. I tell people publicly and I tell them privately, I would crawl over broken glass to get to that woman. I told her one day, I said, if you leave me, I'm coming with you. Anyway, my wife and my bride and I were leaving Japan to go to Seoul, Korea. We get to the airport. There's a lady at the front door of the airport. I handed her my ticket. She said, we've been waiting for you. I said, really? Maybe it's because I'm the speaker. Maybe it's because I'm the American. Maybe it's because I got this business class ticket. It's not first class, but it's business class. It's pretty good. She said, we got to take good care of you. Yeah, she handed the ticket to another lady and said, we've been waiting for you. We got to give you your seating assignments. Then they handed it to another lady and said, we got to check in your luggage. We've been waiting for you. Handed it to a fourth lady who said, we're going to take you to the VIP area. I said to my bride, I said, baby, we in hot cotton now. Act like we used to it. In order to get to the VIP room, we had to go down the front hallway where we first came in. And as we walked by, the lady who had greeted us when we first came in, she's now talking to a group of other people. Her back was turned to us, and there's a whole group of people. And as I walked by her, I overheard her say to this group of people, we've been waiting for you. I realized they said that to everybody. We got to the VIP room. It was everybody. It was a waiting room. First class, business class, coach class, everybody up in there together. They gave us a few refreshments, and they said, we're going to take you to the shuttle that will take you to your aircraft. We all get on that shuttle together, first class, business class, coach class, American, Japanese. And as that shuttle was about to pull off, all those ladies we had met that day, from the first, the second, the third, to the fourth, they ran. They did not walk. They did not meander. They ran to the edge of that bus, and in unison, they bowed and said, thank you for letting us serve you. I learned a valuable lesson that day. When I get to do what I do, whether it's 5 people, 50 people, 500 people, 5,000 people, and I would suggest when you get to do what you do, we should never see it as work. We should see it as service, because service is the rent we pay for our space on this earth. So I begin this presentation by saying, I did not come here today to work. I came here to serve, and I thank you for letting me serve you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now, we're going to have let me rephrase that. I'm going to have a good time today. I left Upper Peninsula of Michigan yesterday. 2 days ago, I spoke for General Motors, then went to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, where it was 40 degrees, but it was beautiful. And then I left Upper Peninsula yesterday morning so I could get back here to be here with you. Got to Detroit. They said it's going to be a bumpy ride. It was a bumpy flight because there was a lot of weather between that cold and this warm here. And then we got here and we had to sit on the tarmac a little while. And so I say all that to say I ain't do all that to come here and have a boring time. I'm going to have a good time today with or without you. Now you got a choice. We can have a workshop or we can have a fun shop. What's your pleasure? Very good. I want to take a moment before I go any further to thank Lisa Booth for just being incredible, outstanding, and wonderful for making this all happen. Called my office, made it happen, kept calling, working it out, calling, working it out. She is awesome. Give her a round of applause. I believe her hubby's here too. Where's her hubby? All right, you a smart man, man. You a smart man. You in the overmarried club with me, okay? I'm the president, though. Make sure you understand, okay? And then I want to thank a couple other folks, Miss Gaines and a couple other of my friends from First Baptist Church of Glen Arden. Would y'all give a shout out? There's a bunch of y'all up in here. So I want to say a shout out to all of y'all. So I'm grateful for all of y'all, and I'm excited about being here with you. Well, I'm here to serve you, and I say that not just figuratively. I say it literally. You know, most time when you go to a program, they say, turn off your phones and put them away. And know what they tell you? Well, I want you to do something different. I want you to turn the volume down on the ringer so your cousin Boo Boo won't call you while we're talking. But I want you to pull your phones out. keep them close by. Keep them somewhere where you can access them, because during this presentation, I'm going to give you some goodies, and you want to take a picture of and you want to capture, because they'll bless you and your family and your friends and your cousins. So to keep your phones out, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here. Plus, I'm here to celebrate you. When I asked Miss Booth, I said, tell me about this group. She said they're hardworking. They go the extra mile. They are asked to do so much, and they always rise to be able to achieve the goals and the objectives that we have set for them. And so we want to celebrate them during this presentation. We also want to appreciate you for your great work. And finally, what we want to do is motivate you to keep going, to keep making things happen, and continue to do it, because they're big challenges that you have in front of you. Am I right? You got a lot of things going on, and so you've got a lot. I thought about it yesterday. My wife and I were going through TSA in Detroit Metro Airport, and she said, "Ooh, you speaking for them tomorrow?" I said, "Ooh, yes, I am." So we are grateful for all of you and all that you have done and what you continue to do. Let me tell you a little bit about who I am, what I do, where I come from, because some of you do know me from my radio, my television, my books, and all the other things, or just my speaking around. But some of you have never heard of me before in your life, and that's okay, because I like ones like you, because that's the ones I get to try and impact. Well, let me tell you a little more about me. I did not start as a speaker. I started as a nightclub singer. Singing in dark, dank, smoke-filled nightclubs, singing songs I hated. But I kept singing them because they kept paying me. One song I couldn't stand. I hated it. Feelings, I hate that song. But every night the club owner would say, sing feelings, sing feelings. And look here, I'd sing it loud and strong because I was trying to get discovered. Not knowing most of the people too drunk to discover their way out the front door. Well, things were going good. I built a #1 nightclub act, but in addition to singing in nightclubs, I also sang jingles at television and radio commercials, and all of you have heard me sing many times before, haven't you? And I like doing that, because here's the first response I get. I never seen you before. And I remember a girl I was speaking in California one time, a little girl said, nuh-uh. Well, let me tell you where you heard me sing. For many years, I was a jingle singer. I sang jingles for lots of different products. I sang jingles for pizza places. Pizza Hut, making it great. I sang jingles for shoe stores. Ford Shoe Store, it's really hot. I sang jingles for television stations. We work well together. News 4 and you. BET, Black Entertainment TV. I sang jingles for Oldsmobile, Cadillac, Washington Gas, Pepco, 7th Heaven, 7-Eleven, cruise ships, news shows. I even sang the new theme song for Washington, D.C. You know, New York has I Love New York. Well, now D.C. has a song called Celebrate the City, Discover the World. Plus, I sang one for a mall that's in Maryland. It's pretty popular in this area. It's happening, Iverson, it's happening, Iverson Mall, the happening place. Anyway, for many years, I was a jingle singer. So I made my living singing jingles during the day, but I made a majority of my income singing in nightclubs. As I said, dark, dank, smoke-filled nightclub. And those are some of the jingles I sang. And look at that hair, look at that hair. I mean, I was hot. I was singing in all the nightclubs and things were going great. I bought myself a new house and had a little sports car. Things were going great. But then I had a setback. Anybody in here ever had a setback? Anybody had a personal setback? How about a professional setback? Financial setback? How about a relationship setback? Any of y'all got children? Anybody got teenagers? Bless you. You're going to have a couple setbacks along the way. Well, I had a setback. Went in a nightclub one night. A club owner said, love you. People love you. I said, great. And he said, we want to talk after the night show. I told the guys in the band, they want to talk. We finally going to get our raise. We about to get paid. Walked in his office that night. He said, you were great. I said, thank you. People loved you. I said, great. He said, that's why it's hard for me to tell you what I got to tell you. Now that we got a full nightclub, the owners of the club have decided they got to get a better return on investment. And the only way to do that with a full nightclub is to lower the cost. And the band's the biggest cost. There's something else going around the country that's filling up nightclubs that's a lot cheaper than a band. We're going to try something new. We bought a karaoke machine. I said, but what about my bills? I learned that night nobody cared about your bills, but you and the people you owe. Am I right about it? Went home and told my wife, I said, I got to do something else. I didn't know what I was going to do. All I knew to do was be a singer. I was struggling, but a friend of mine blessed me when I was at my lowest point and gave me a cassette motivational tape. Y'all remember cassette tapes? And on that cassette tape, there was a guy named Charlie Tremendous Jones, who was one of the early motivational speakers, who said, in 5 years, you'll be the same person you are today except for two things: the people you meet who inspire you and the books you read that empower you. Wow. And that same friend gave me a book called Think and Grow Rich. I had never read a book from cover to cover. And I listened to those motivational tapes. I read that book. And I started thinking maybe there's something else I could do with my life. I took a job with the Washington, D.C. public school system as a drug prevention coordinator, talking to little kids about staying away from drugs. From the little kids, they introduced me to the bigger kids. And then the teachers would invite me to come to their teachers group. And things started happening. One day I'm speaking in a little teeny-weeny hotel room, only about 12 people in the room, but the doorway was open, and down the hall in the big ballroom that night, they were going to have a big motivational rally. And while I'm speaking to these 12 people, one of the speakers from that night's motivational rally walked by. His name was Les Brown, the great motivational speaker. And he stood outside listening to my message. And when I finished speaking, he came in and said, you got quite a talent. I'm putting together a tour. You'd be the perfect opening act. Are you interested? I said, I think so. And a few months later, we kicked off the Les Brown Music and Motivation Dream Team Tour, which featured Les Brown, Billy Preston, the great organist, Gladys Knight, and a little guy from Washington, D.C., me. Because of Les and Gladys, they introduced me to some radio people. I got a little radio show. And it got popular. And it got syndicated. For the last 15 years, you've been hearing me every morning on WHUR radio right before Steve Harvey. And now you're going to also be hearing me on some other stations starting in a couple of weeks. I can't say it yet, but it's going to be big. But anyway, that led to Sirius XM radio, where I am proud to say I now have the #1 self-help show in America on Sirius XM radio. I'm very excited about that. Now, I always take a moment there to say, I got to tell you the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The truth is that I am #1 now, but I've been on Sirius XM for 14 years. For 10 of those years, no one even knew I was there. I was a little blip on the screen because I was #2 in the self-help arena behind a lady named Oprah Winfrey. I was so far behind Oprah that I couldn't even see her dust. But thanks be to God that on January 1st, 2015, Oprah decided to focus on Oprah television, so she shut down Oprah radio, so I is now #1. Because of the radio show, one day a book publisher called my office and said, I've been listening to you on the radio. Have you ever thought about writing a book? I said, no, I never thought about it. He said, let me make you an offer. I said, I just thought about it. My first book came out in 1999 called It Only Takes a Minute, Change Your Life. Then my second book, the one that took me global and became an international bestseller, A Setback Set Up for a Comeback, came out and turned setbacks into greenbacks and an attitude of excellence, and then one thing after another. And then in 1999, I was in Dallas, Texas, giving a speech. Phone was going crazy. Urgent, urgent, urgent. Call my office. What's so urgent? Toastmasters International keep calling. That's a big speaking organization. I'm not a member of Toastmasters. What do they want? They say it's urgent. I call Toastmasters. Hi, this is Willie Jolley. Willie Jolley, we've been awaiting your call. We just want to let you know you've just been named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world for this year. Former winners include Colin Powell, Norman Schwarzkopf, Nelson Mandela, Margaret Thatcher, Christopher Reeve. I said, what? You sure you got the right person? My name is Willie Jolley, Willie. They said, the one from Washington, D.C.? I said, yeah. The one who wrote the book, Setback, Set Up for a Comeback? Yeah. You're the one. I said, you must be mistaken. Them big dogs. I'm a little dog. I speak to school kids. I speak to churches. I even speak at people's family reunions. I'm a little dog. And a lady said something I'll never forget. She said, let me tell you something. Little dog keep yapping loud enough and strong enough. Big dog start to hear about you. Moral of the story, just think if I never had a setback. Just think if I never had a challenging moment. Everybody repeat after me. Say, change, is good, when your attitude, is great. Say it again. Change, is good, when your attitude is great. I like what Maya Angelou, this is General Colin Powell. He talked about you got to be able to, Dr. Jolley, I'm very grateful. We're the only two speakers in this area who are also in the Hall of Fame and have had success in our books and so forth, and we've become friends. But he taught me that you got to think about how you become a better leader, how you become a better you. It all starts with transformation, transforming your thinking. Scripture says, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So when you change your thinking, you'll change your future. And there's a process to transformation that can have an impact. I speak all over the world now about transformation. How do you transform your organizations? How do you transform your life? How do you transform your groups? And what it does is helps you. Now, most people in corporate America, as I said, I spoke 2 days ago for General Motors because they heard about my work with this little company. Anybody ever heard of a little company called Ford Motor Company? Little teeny wee. In fact, I always like to say, I like to ask the question, how many of you have had a Ford in your family, somewhere in your history of your family? Just about everybody in America who has had a car had a Ford at some point in time, because at one time, Ford was the only major automaker. But over time, Ford took their eye off of excellence, and their market share started to drop. And one day in 2005, they woke up and their market share had gone from almost 80% down to 15%. Toyota had surpassed them. They were on their way out of business. They were on their way to bankruptcy. They brought in a new CEO named Alan Mulally. He had turned around Boeing aircraft. And they brought him in to turn around Ford. And I'm grateful the Ford folks called me and asked me to work with them. I worked with Ford in 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008. In 2009, Ford was the only one of the big three automakers to be able to reject a government bailout. They went from losing $1 million a month in 2005 to making $1 billion a month in 2009. Now, did the economy go up between 2005 and 2009? No, it went down. Did things go, circumstances in America go up? No, they went down. What changed? Thinking. When you change your thinking, you'll change your future. As a man thinketh, so as he is. So you got to change your thinking. Out of that came a book called An Attitude of Excellence. The lessons I learned from Ford, the lessons I learned as a result of Ford from other companies like General Motors, like Walmart, like Verizon, like Prudential, who have brought me in to speak, Johnson & Johnson in Dubai, and Coca-Cola South Africa, those who have brought me in all over the world to help them to grow their people, to grow their thinking, to grow their results. And as a result of that, things have been going incredibly well, and I'm very grateful. Because it comes down, whether the question is it attitude or aptitude? We all hear a lot of people talk about, well, you got to have certain skill sets to be able to be successful in your business ventures. Well, I want to ask you, is it attitude or aptitude? Well, the answer is it's both. But here's the key. For many years, I went around trying to find the secret to success. I was looking, just give me that key to unlock the padlock